Well, welcome everyone to this EON Experience Showcase. I have the privilege to have with me today Dr. Medha Talpade, Professor of Psychology from Clark Atlanta University. And we'll be showcasing two lessons that Medha has created through our educator course. Medha, if you'd like to introduce yourself and which department you're with.
Hi, I'm Dr. Medha Talpade. I am in the Department of Psychology. I'm a professor of psychology and I have been at Clark Atlanta University for the past, 23 years.
Great. Now, Medha, you participated in our educator course where you created two experiences of your own, in which I will play here. And one of the experiences we're going to look at is this lesson you created, measurement of scale, which you took a Van Gogh painting, The Bedroom. If you could just talk about your thoughts on creating this experience and how learners could interact with this type of lesson.
Yes, so I created this lesson given that there was nothing in psychology. And at that point, I teach statistics and experimental psychology. So at that point, I was actually talking about measurement scales. And I found this Van Gogh, and I love art, and I love the Picasso experience as well. I will be using the Picasso as well for this. But for this specific lesson, I picked this Van Gogh acid, right? That's what we call it.
Yep.
And I developed this lesson just brainstorming and connecting each of the elements to different modalities. Because I think by using this VR, AR module, I can communicate the information about these scales in so many ways. And plus ask for accountability by adding a quiz. So I added audios, I added videos on the lesson, and I also pointed out things and made it fun. And the thing is that the learner can engage with this, and that is the key. So this is very different from other things that I have used, such as ThingLink or Edpuzzle. This is more than that, because here the learner is interacting. They can actually move things around. And I think that is the key. And I'm so looking forward to using this in my class in the near future.
Oh, that's exciting. And I can see here what the experience you put together. You brought in a video, you brought in your own recording, your voice. And then what we're seeing here is the augmented reality version, where you can place an environment or an object in AR and scale this to size. All of a sudden, you are physically walking through this Van Gogh painting, but you're actually in a room or a classroom and experiencing this. Now, what do you think about this AR technology?
And I think that itself, because the person is in the situation, the student is in the setting, and nothing can parallel that. That kind of reality that we create, I think that is what I think will enhance the learning. So it is more than that. It is more than just looking at a 2D thing or just listening to my voice. They are in the setting. So I think that is what enhances learning. But let me say to you that I created this lesson on my iPhone. The iPhone was very, very effective in creating this lesson. I did use the computer desktop as well for my other lessons, but I could just go back and forth between my phone as creating the lesson, as well as using the computer to create the lesson. So I think this enhanced reality, just being able to manipulate this, but the student being able to manipulate this and being in the setting will be an amazing, I think, learning experience. I think this is what it takes to really connect with the learning material.
That's incredible that, like you said, you just created this using your cell phone device. And what we're seeing now is this VR functionality, looking through these little glasses. Learners can not only go from AR, but right into VR. So really flexible tool here. And now I'm showing here where you can actually manipulate the scales of an object or environment. How close are you to that object? Are you outside or inside? You can scale small items very large and then take large items and scale it down. And you can imagine you have some thoughts on introducing the concept of scaling into your subjects.
Yeah, I think that is the key, because if they can scale, they will feel they're walking through it, And I think that is, when you're looking at an object and looking at the perspectives in different dimensions, I think it makes sense when it mimics real life. And I think the mimicking of real life is the key.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really great here, and you can see how easily you can set that scale, and in AR you'll experience that. Also, we have another tool that we use 360 images to create lesson experiences, and I thought you did an excellent job here using creativity and talking about concepts in the observational method. So, what are some of your thoughts on this lesson experience?
Yes, and I love this as well as the Van Gogh asset, because you can really move the camera around. You can find the focus, get the observer or the learner to start, give them a starting point, and then they can rotate any which way, answering the questions. And I place the lessons and the resources all around. So they really have to navigate all around, giving them a feel of being there, in the space. And I'm so looking forward to creating more lessons, such as the African diaspora. Or, I just have so many ideas in using something like that. Because again, you're in the setting, you're looking all around. So that feeling of being in the setting when it is so far away is awesome.
Yeah, and this is really, like you said, really brings it to life. It's such a richer experience in reading about an idea or a concept. And I can see here you've added quizzes. I saw as I was doing this, you even have a little activity, locate how many people wearing pink shirts do you see, and talking about Interobserver Reliability. So there's so many concepts they can weave in and out of these experiences with a 360 image. And like we're seeing here, all through a cell phone device. You can create, experience the cell phone device. And what are your thoughts on that and making it accessible to students just using a cell phone device?
Yes, and as you know, that is the power, because I can create it on a cell phone device, so I can play with this at any point in time. I have, the app downloaded on my cell phone as well as on my computer. My students always have cell phones. I mean, they may not have textbooks now, but they do have cell phones. So they can access this lesson in the classroom. I can ask them to do it. And I think that is what makes learning so exciting and so real. I think it adds to the fun.
Yeah,
It's make learning fun. That's what it is.
that's a great point there. And a lot of learners are already on their cell phone devices in the social media world. So really taking advantage of these trends. And hey, if they're as long as they're on the cell phones, let's get them to learn and introduce concepts that we're familiar with. Well, that's great. Really appreciate all the input and feedback that you've given. Excited that you had a really productive time and a great experience creating these experiences through EON. Also, I'm excited to see how this will develop at Clark Atlanta University and the things that we'll be able to see and create, and even put this in the hands of the students and have students create content and getting them involved in the process.
Yes, and I see a great future because we're stepping into the students' world. This is the generation, right? We call them Gen X or whatever, millennials. We are stepping into their world, and we are making lessons available in their world. And I think that is the power, and making it fun.
Making it fun. That's the point there. And
Yes.
making it fun and get people engaged in using the platform. Well, Dr. Medha, thank you for your time. Really appreciate your feedback, and looking forward to connecting with your department and university and working with all the faculty and staff members and seeing how can we apply this in many different areas.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing it to us at Clark Atlanta University.
Thank you.